You're a high performer who feels like you don't have enough time in the day to get all of the things done that you want to get done, keep watching. I want to share 4 steps to help you get more time back in your day. Let's start with why this is important. You're a high performer, which means that you care about doing great work in the world. You want to do a good job. You want to make a meaningful impact. Oftentimes, when you are on this mission to do great things in the world, it's easy to end up getting burnt out, or it's easy to get pulled into this place of frustration and resentment because we feel like we just don't have enough time to get all of the things done. Let's start from a place of knowing that it is possible for you to do great work in the world and also have time for yourself and your family and other things that are important. So, starting from that truth, it is possible to have time. It is possible to make time for all of the things that are important. Step number 1 is awareness of what's important for you. What is important for you? I like to start with these 3 broad categories: health, relationships, and your work, right? Whether you are working for yourself, working for an organization, you doing something in the world, and then your health, right? Your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health, and then your relationships, professional and personal relationships. So when you think about these broad areas, what are the things that are important for you there, right? For me, I want to have time to move my body every day. That is important to me. Sometimes it means going to the gym or going for a walk or jumping on my trampoline. Doesn't matter, right? Moving my body every day is important as part of my health. Having time for meditation, quiet time for me is important every day. Spending quality time with people that I care about, also important for me. Doing meaningful work in the world, important for me. Getting to work one-on-one with people, getting to do lovely videos to share with people. Like, those are the things that are important for me. But what is important for you? Get clear on that first. That's step number 1. Clarity on what is important for you. Step number 2 is a self-assessment. A self-assessment of what are you doing every day? How are you spending your time? Starting from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to bed, and tracking how much time you're sleeping as well. How are you spending your time? Because we can't shift what we're not aware of, right? So tracking is important. So it's being honest with ourselves to look at, what am I doing when I first wake up in the morning? Right? How long am I laying around in bed? Am I scrolling on social media? Am I immediately checking work emails? Am I spending time doing things that maybe I just wasn't even aware of? So tracking what you're doing each day, right? Or on a typical day. What is your routine? What is your schedule? So first one is the awareness. What are the things that are important? Step 2, assessing how we're spending our time every day. And then step 3, when we have that awareness of how we're spending our time, step 3 is then looking at what are the things that need to be done and what are the things that don't. So breaking it down when we are tracking our day. For example, if we wake up in the morning and we are immediately reading the news on social media, or we're turning on the TV and watching news, we might say, you know what? This is important. It is still important for me to do, so I'm going to put this in the yes, needs to be done. Or we might say, you know what? This is really not aligned with what's most important for me. This is actually not something that needs to be done, so I can put it into the box of doesn't need to be done. So we go through every single day. Okay, eating breakfast or making our coffee or getting ready for work, getting kids ready, whatever all of those things are, moment to moment, tracking it. What needs to be done? What doesn't need to be done? So we have that as our next step. And then from there, we're looking at this pile of things, this list of things that do need to be done. From there, then we go even deeper with the things that need to be done. Is this something that could be delegated to someone else, or is this something that we could ask for support with from someone else? If every day, for example, we are unloading the dishwasher, right? It's like, oh, you know what? This other person in my family, could do this. Maybe this is something I could ask for support with because I'm realizing that it's taking 10 minutes of my time. And this is something that maybe I don't love doing. I'm not great at doing. It is not a value for me to do. And I can delegate it or ask for support with this from someone else at work. Could be, you know what? There's this task that doesn't need my level of expertise to do. This is something that I could delegate to someone else, right? So we look at what are the things that we could delegate or ask for support with, whether it be at work or at home. And then the next one is when we're looking at, again, the things that need to be done, is there a way to do this quicker or more efficiently? Is there a way to do this task quicker or more efficiently? So that could be like, oh, you know what? Reading the news or watching the news is important to me, but I don't need to spend an hour doing it, sitting on my couch drinking my coffee in the morning, right? Maybe it is still important, but I could get it done in 5 minutes. Or it could be that something that could be done more efficiently is that we're meal prepping. You know what? I make eggs every morning and maybe I make 2 in one day, or I make 3 servings of eggs and I have them in the refrigerator for later. Just as an example, what are the things that we can do more efficiently? What are the things that we don't have to do as perfectly? Right? For me, as an example, as a recovering perfectionist, sometime when I am sending something out, if I'm sending out an email or a piece of content on social media, the perfectionism would make me take way too long to get something done. Now I love just being able to throw it into ChatGPT and say, hey, proofread this thing for me, and then I can send it out. Because I don't need to spend as many times as I was, as much time as I was spending to reread it to try to make sure that it made sense and there were no typos and all the things. Just as an example, what are the things that we can do more efficiently? And then what are the things that could be systemized? What are the things that perhaps we just need to come up with a better system or any system at all to get them done more quickly, long term? And so sometimes this is one of the things, actually, even delegating, right? It could be one of those things that takes more time in the beginning because we have to train someone else to do something, for example, or to systemize something. We have to spend some time actually creating a system or coming up with something. But oftentimes, when we are focused only on the present and not on our future and our goals and what's most important, it's easy to get stuck in this place of it has to be done this way, or this is the way I've always done it. I'm just going to keep doing it because it's easier than asking for help. It's easier than creating a system to make it easier for me. So we have to look at big picture, long term. Is what I'm doing now actually supportive? Is it actually supporting me for the future that I want? Is it sustainable? Is what I'm doing sustainable? And so looking at how we are investing our time every day to make sure that we are investing it in the things that matter. The channel is all about more of what matters. I want all of you to be experiencing more of what matters, not just more. Sometimes we get stuck in like the busyness, or we feel like busyness equals being productive. It doesn't, right? Just because you're doing stuff all day long, looking busy, feeling busy, doesn't mean you are actually a high performer or that you are productive with the things that you're doing. So be honest with yourself around what are the things that you are spending your time on, wasting your time on, investing your time in. Be honest with yourself. What's most important? How are you spending your time every day? And then what are the things that need to be done that don't need to be done? And then what are the things perhaps that we could delegate, that we could do more efficiently, that we could systemize? And then we look at our day to say, even if we get 10 minutes back or we get an hour back, could we then use that hour for something that actually matters? That's something that a priority for us, that's a priority for us. So being honest with ourselves and then being intentional with our choices and getting out of this mindset that just because we've always done it this way means that we always have to keep doing it this way. Give yourself grace and compassion, especially if you're doing the self-assessment and you recognize like, "Oh, you know what? I am wasting a lot of time every day. I'm doing a lot of mindless scrolling on social media, or I am spending a lot of time worrying about something that might not even happen, or is replaying something in our head that happened in the past." Right? So when we are doing these types of self-assessments, sometimes uncomfortable things come up for us. It's okay. Be kind to yourself, offer yourself grace, and remember that you have a lot of control in your life, right? There are things that are outside of our control. There are things that we can perhaps influence. There are things that we can change. Instead of focusing so much on what we can't control, what is going to happen regardless of what we do or don't do, focus on what is in your control. Focus on what is most important for you and focus on how you are investing your time so that you have more time in your life for what matters. Going back to that step number one around the things that matter for you. Again, I just in the broad sense of, health, relationships, and your work. Yes, of course, there are other things that are important. Get clear on what is important and then make time for those things every day so that you're not stuck in this place of overwhelm or guilt because you're doing things that you don't really want to do because it's not aligned with what you say is important, but you keep doing anyways. Let it go. Offer yourself kindness, compassion, grace, and be intentional with what you're saying yes to. Okay. Hope this was helpful. Drop a comment if there's anything that came up for you that you realize you are ready to let go of or delegate or systemize or do more efficiently. Hope this was helpful. Have an amazing day. Make time for what's important. And hopefully you are on the list because you are important too. All right. Have a great day. Bye.